pissing down with rain. It's the middle of the winter in the UK, and this is my first day of the Dopamine Detox week. Hey guys, how's it going? Big one today, starting the Dopamine Detox. I thought what I'd do is just explain why would you do something like this? Like, why would you put yourself through hell for a week? And what are you trying to prove by doing it, really? And how is that really fitting in with what we're trying to do from going from rookie to riches in terms of creating, sort of abundance and wealth? So I've got some notes here for you just to explain why this is what we've chosen to do. So basically the idea behind a dopamine detox is you're really trying to break free from a dopamine slavery, which sort of modern society has put us into. We get dopamine every day from things like social media, from sort of like drinking, from things that don't require any particularly difficult task or challenge for us to complete in order to get that high. Now, nature intended for dopamine to be released after a hard but important task. E.g., animals will enjoy eating their food because they've hunted for that food, and it's been a difficult challenge for them. So they get that reward. So it's nature's way of making sure that if you do this, you'll get rewarded. So there's always that inclination to want to go and hunt, to eat, and you enjoy that. Or it could be, after successfully finding a partner and then you're mating, obviously, they get the dopamine from the sex. So those things will how nature intended dopamine to be achieved. But over the years, corporations have become wise to this power and they've created dopamine releasing systems. TikTok is an example of one of the strongest ones today. So the question is, can we survive a week of no dopamine and break free from the power over us, creating the systems? And if we want to break free from a lifetime of social programming and dopamine addiction, the best thing we can do is a dopamine detox. So let's see what we have to do. Right, let's have a look what's involved then before we start this. What do we have to do for 1 week of deep dopamine detox? I start off with no porn, no masturbation. Secondly, no drugs or alcohol for a week. No breakfast. This will be the first difficult one here. Intermittent fasting. So we're not going to eat until lunch, have dinner, and then, so what's that? It's going to be about dinner, have that about 6, I get up about 6, it's going to be about 10, 14 hours probably without food. So I've done intermittent fasting before though. I mean, I actually did 10 days without eating anything. I did 10 days just drinking water, so we should do that, it's fine. No unhealthy or processed foods. This could be the difficult one for me. I am literally addicted to chocolate and sugar and unhealthy and processed foods. Okay. Right, I'm gonna have to write a shopping list and get cracking with that. That's gonna be tough. No mindless entertainment, no social media, no TV or games. I don't really watch TV unless The Crown's on or this sport or something like that. Games, I don't play games anymore. Social media, I can do without it, it's fine. I think we'll be okay with that one. Just it says no YouTube, but it says you can use it for things which you develop in your mind. I think it just means for mindless entertainment. Got to work out every single weekday, for 30 minutes. So I think what we'll do is we'll combine this with another point further down, which says spend 30 minutes outside every day. So if we go for a walk in the park, 30 minutes every day, that's 2 ticked off. Drink 8 pints of water every day. 8 pints. I drink about 2 or 3 every day, and I think that's pretty good. So we're gonna have to basically more than double our water intake. I don't think I have time for anything else. I'll just be on the toilet going for a piss all day long. Well, okay, we'll go for that. Certainly be hydrated, won't we? Right, do a journal. So we'll do each day. What I'll do for you guys is I'll journal my thoughts on a short sort of couple of minute video, just saying how I'm feeling, so you can get an idea of, is it tough? Can I handle it? We'll see. Each day you've got to work towards 2 hours of whatever your desired goal is. So for us, it might be working towards 2 hours of the drop shipping. 2 hours a day, that's if I'm not spending most of that time on the toilet already from all the water I've drunk. 8 to 9 hours of sleep each day. The guy who wrote this clearly doesn't have kids. You've got to fit all this in 8 to 9 hours of sleep on top of fitting the time to go to the toilet for all the water you've drunk, get in the water. I've missed out meditating for 10 minutes a day, exercising. Okay, we're going to have to set a pretty tight schedule for this one. 8 to 9 hours of sleep a day. No music, okay, that's fine, I'll do that. Only cold showers. Wow, you know, on top of that already, aren't we? We've only been having cold showers, although I've been having hot showers in the evenings. I'm just going to be doing cold shower in the morning, and I'll continue, go for a bit longer because I need to wash as well, because I normally wash in the evening. So, okay, fine. And only 1 to 2 hours of phone time per day. So again, that's fine for me. I don't really use my phone much. Right, let's plan this out. I'm sitting here, writing down everything I've got to try and fit into a day. I can't fit it all in. I've decided this is a big decision. How else can I save time? Don't eat. I'm going for it. No food, 7 days, just water. I save time for having dinner, cooking. I don't have to worry about eating healthy because I'm just not going to eat. Yeah, so that's another thing to throw into the mix. Excellent. 12:35, first day. Already got up, had shower, done meditation. Looking after kids. It's weekend, so got things to take my mind off things at the moment, but I can feel like a little bit of hunger coming in, but it's going to be worse tomorrow, because tomorrow is when we'll get ketosis, which is basically when the body's going to start breaking down, you know, sort of the like the fats and stuff like that. So it's going to be, yeah, I've had that one before, and you get like a bit shivery, and it's not very nice, but so far so good. Yeah, just keep occupied at the minute and see how we go. One of the best ways to keep your mind off not being able to eat is just do as many activities as possible. For me, this was going out with the kids, going out with the family, just having a bit of fun. But yeah, there's always things to do, and there's always food on my mind. I did have one thought earlier, actually. I was thinking, when I get home, I'll have something to eat. I'm a little bit hungry, and obviously I realised I couldn't. So then I was a bit annoyed, and I just thought, well, actually, if I was doing it with the second easiest rules, I'd be having to eat something that was unprocessed and healthy anyway. And I just thought, no, actually, okay, I'm fine. I'm not hungry. So I really need to address my my relationship with food, because obviously I should be looking forward to food, you know, whether it's healthy or not. So that was something to think about. Right, just over 6.5 days into the fast part, including everything else. Aren't we, Thief? You know, wave? And I think the important thing to remember is that the hunger is a challenge. It's not cumulative. It doesn't get worse and worse over time. It's front loaded. It's very bad at the start. The first 2 or 3 days is going to be absolute hell. Once you get through that, you just get used to it, and you kind of forget about the hunger. So at the minute, I'm nowhere near that stage though. Reading 10 pages a day. That'll be right in the weekday, when I've got actually some time to myself at lunchtimes and things. But at the weekend, well, the boy just wants to go for a nap at the minute, so I'm just going to sneak in a few pages now. Okay guys, it's coming to the end of the first day. Starting to feel pretty hungry now, and I'm just over at my sister doing some babysitting, and look what they have got in the fridge. Yeah, that's staring at me, so that's really helpful. Apart from that, day's gone pretty well. I started to feel a bit cold. I think the ketosis might be starting to kick in a little bit sooner than normal. My diet's been pretty bad, so where in the past I've done a fast, I've kind of like not had it until like 48 hours. I'm already starting to feel like I could be a little bit shivery, which, you know, it's not going to be pleasant when you go through it, but I'd rather go through it sooner rather than later, which is basically just the body isn't able to produce energy from glucose anymore, so it starts burning the fat stores. So that's the fasting bit. Everything else is good. I've meditated. I think as I don't have food for more in the week, as time passes by, things will be a little bit more focused. I think it will enhance the meditation, things like that, and the work that I've got to do. I'm just doing 2 hours at the moment, just trying to get up to speed with Canva at the minute. And yeah, the shower this morning was great. I love the cold showers. It was nice to be back in there after a couple of days being ill. So I think that's, for the end of the week, that's going to be the only thing that I look forward to. So looking forward to a cold shower basically highlights how great this week is going to be. Sort of mid-afternoon on the second day now, and just talking about the food again. I know I keep going on about the food, and not all of you will be doing that in terms of not eating for 7 days, but you've just got to keep active. You've got to keep active. I mean, at the minute, I'm just going around some nice neighbourhoods with little Diddy here, and we're just do a bit of manifesting around some nice neighbourhoods, and it gets you excited. And it's like when you've got butterflies in your stomach. If you can get some excitement in your body, you kind of forget about food. You don't feel hungry, do you? So it's the weekend's gonna be easier to stay active. It's harder because we've got the kids to look after, but yeah, at the minute I feel okay. I feel like I've gone through ketosis already, where my body's actually now changed to burning my fat stores because it's run out of like glycogen because it had no food going into it. I felt a bit shivery, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be honest. So that's been okay. I'm looking forward to meditating tonight. I think not having the food in, and I'm starting to feel a bit lightheaded anyway, so I feel like it's going to be a little bit more translucent than normal. Yeah, it's going okay. Obviously, one of the things I had to keep up was my meditation, and I actually found it really helped, not eating anything and being so busy and not really having anything to enjoy just helped me become even more focused during my meditations, to be honest. Okay, it's the end of day 2. So far, still so good. Something to sort of mention is that I have been feeling a bit lightheaded today, but more because we went on that walk that you saw just a minute ago, and I felt genuinely tired considering it was only an hour and 15-minute walk. I had to go up a hill, but it wasn't like a big deal, and I think that was just because my body was like, yeah, you don't want to be working out that much at all whilst you're just getting used to working without food basically. But apart from that, yeah, I need to lie down a bit. I actually fell asleep when I was putting the baby down today while she was sleeping on me, just because you're feeling tighter as well. Obviously the body's not got any energy going into it, so I wouldn't normally fall asleep or nap like that. First things in the morning, showers. I like the showers anyway, the cold showers, but I'm actually in there for about 4.5 minutes now. I built myself up to 3 minutes, which I'm doing regularly before I started this challenge. But because I do 3 minutes and I just keep myself under like I normally do, because normally I wouldn't wash in the mornings, but obviously I am needing to now because I'm not allowed to take that hot shower in the evenings now. So I'm doing 3 minutes like I would straight under, just constant cold on me, and then I'm stepping out, soaping up and washing again. So I'm in there for about 4.5 minutes, although there's a little bit of a break where I'm obviously washing myself, etc. But yeah, the thing is, you do feel a lot colder as well, because you feel colder anyway from obviously you're not burning fuel inside of you, so you're not creating heat. So after a shower you'll feel a bit colder for longer, but it just exacerbates the benefits really of that, building that immune system and all the good things you get from having a cold shower. What else did I want to say? My mind's, sometimes I'm getting a bit blank, a bit lightheaded like I say, but I'm starting to feel already tonight. I'm starting to come back a bit more to normal. Tomorrow should be the last of the difficult days regarding the food, hopefully. After that the body should be used to it, and then you're just reaping the benefits until we stop 4 days after that. The water, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be actually. I am, just because I don't like water anyway. I hate drinking water, so this is even more of a pickle. I smashed in 4 pints before 10 o'clock this morning, but then the kids are getting up early, so I'm just trying to drink a pint in one go, just so I'm not sipping it throughout the day. It's probably better to do it like that, but I just hate the taste of water, so just get it in, get it done with. Done 8 pints, so I've done 16 pints in the last 2 days now. And actually, I'm not, you're weeing more than normal, but I'm not like constantly on the toilet needing a wee. And it's not like when I go for a wee, I'm weeing a pint out, you know what I mean? So obviously, another thing that was funny was I actually felt thirsty after that walk. Even after having 6 pints in the day, I felt thirsty after that walk. So there is something to be said for keeping your hydration very high when you're going through on a water fast and you're not eating anything. But tomorrow should be easy to fit everything in because we're back to work. I haven't got the kids for 8 hours. Obviously, I've got work, but I've got lunch breaks and bits and pieces between then, so I can get the odd 10-minute meditation in and stuff like that before I pick them up. So yeah, getting through the weekend was always going to be hard, but that's it. That's another day in the book. Guys, day 3 now, and this morning I was feeling a little bit woozy, a bit lightheaded, but probably the most I've been, to be honest. When I went in the shower earlier, I forgot it was a hair wash day as well. So once I did my 3 minutes, I washed, and then I got out. So I did my wash, and then I got out and then back in again to do the hair wash. So I was probably in there for nearly 5 minutes. And I don't think I remember how cold I was at the time. My son was watching. He just said immediately I'd gone pink. So, but yeah, I just had a really good meditation for 10 minutes. Sometimes it's difficult to stop thinking, and it was quite helpful. It was just silent in the room, actually. It's in the middle of the day, so there's not much noise outside. But I think maybe just having nothing inside your body generally just makes you feel a little bit empty, and it sort of empties your head as well. It's just a thought I had anyway, but yeah, it just seemed to be a lot easier to sort of stay calm. I'm just finishing my half-hour walk and outside for half hour, so that's another one ticked off. And I was just thinking, yeah, I feel all right at the minute, like I keep saying this, but in past times, particularly when I'm talking about the fast, I'll be at day 3 like I am today and think, God, in half a day's time I'll still have half a day to go, so we have half the whole process to go. But I think why I feel like okay about it at the moment is just that you just have to enjoy the whole process of it, really. It's like if you watch a movie and it's like an amazing movie, it might be 3 hours, but actually it might seem to take only like 10 minutes. Because if you're watching some rubbish thing, like you've been told to do some training video for work or something, like a 10-minute video could seem like it's taken an hour. But it really is about setting yourself in the present and just, and I'll start to sound a bit trippy now, maybe because I haven't eaten for 3 days, but if you focus on the present, not too worry about the future, it's going to come faster, whatever. And especially if you are enjoying what you're doing, you have to find elements of this that are enjoyable. And I think, when I think, God, I want some food now, this is another 4.5 days until I eat, I think, actually, just enjoy the benefits that you're getting from this right now and the benefits that you will be getting over the next few days. So that's just some kind of mindset to take if you sort of go on one of these things. It's about to sit down at the end of day 3 and start my 2 hours of working on the dropshipping business, just going through the video still. This morning I was feeling pretty exhausted, actually. I felt a bit spaced out. When you're not eating as well, you feel like really, really cold because you're not burning food for your body, like your body's not burning fuel. So when I was in the shower, it was literally like, yeah, that was pretty bad. And then the evening bit, doing the 2 hours work is actually one of the hardest bits. It's just after you've done everything in the day, like your meditation and you haven't eaten, last thing you want to do is do 2 hours of work, but got to stick to it. But I did do some long form tasks today to get a bit of dopamine, which is allowed. I'll show you. I nearly built this nice little Lego plant. Should look something like this eventually. So I just sat down, cracked on with it. You get really you get like hyper focus as well when you're sort of fasting, and especially when there isn't anything else to do when you're doing the dopamine detox. So this time tomorrow I'll be halfway through it, and honestly I'm already thinking about what I want to eat and what I want to do. Day 4 now. I've just dropped my son off at nursery. I know I said I wasn't really looking forward to doing the 2 hours of study last night, but actually got some good work done as well. So I basically was looking at, I sort of got a product in mind. Probably won't be the one that I go with, but I started building out like a blueprint. So what would be the target audience for the product? It was basically going to be like a portable blender, and then rather than a lot of people have like marketed to sports people, etc. I was going to think could market that something to like parents and how to get their kids to eat nutritious food quickly and easily. So yeah, looking at like a niche market of that, what emotions you would convey. So would it be trust, or would it be building a community? And then you've got what would be like the product placement, what would be like the marketing line. It would obviously be being able to, you know, feed your kids nutritiously and easily, which isn't always the case when you're a parent, as I know. It's not that easy to do sometimes. So yeah, just built our plan. I'll probably do a few more different products and things just to get into that mind of everything I need to think about when you're building a brand. This morning, yeah, I forgot to say actually, before I've been doing my showers, I've been doing Wim Hof breathing techniques as well. So look that up if you haven't actually seen that before. It's really cool. So I do 3 rounds, and you go in, out, like quite quickly, and then on the out breath, you'll hold your breath for, we're doing it for like 1.5 minutes in the minute, then do that 3 times. So that kind of that's a good way of kind of like also putting your body under a little bit of stress, just to help with building the immune system and things like that, and just being able to control your own body. And then jumping straight into the cold shower. I find the feet get the coldest because they're the bits that are underwater for the longest, to be honest, when you're just in a shower. So just been putting a bit of warm heat on my feet in the car. But yeah, I don't feel hungry still. I'm fed up for drinking so much water. But actually this morning I drank a pint and I really needed it, I think, because actually thought I actually tastes okay for the first pint. By the second pint it was still horrible. But yeah, I'm not drinking too much. 8 pints sounds a lot, and it is. But I think when you're not eating, you need that to sort of make you feel a bit full, and just to make sure your body still function okay. And I'm taking a vitamin pill every day, so I definitely feel more awake than yesterday. Hopefully that means that we sort of body's getting used to just burning off fat. I can see I'm sort of thinning out a little bit now, but I think we'll see more of that over the next few days. It's lunchtime on day 4, and I'm just going for my walk, half-hour exercise out in the outdoors. And by the time I get back, we'll be about 1 o'clock, and we'll be pretty much exactly halfway through this week of dopamine detox and fasting. So I think once you get to, like, this is day 4, so obviously day 4 and 5 I feel will be kind of like no man's land, where you've come a long way but you've actually still got a long way to go, and it can sometimes be the worst part. Like, the start of it is hard, but you know, you feel like you're setting out on an adventure, like a journey, you know, your mentality's there, but you can start to ground down halfway through, and you really need to the way I'm looking at it now is, imagine if this journey was me going from diving down in a swimming pool and having to come back up. It's kind of like I've now just got my foot on the bottom and I'm pushing back up. So from here on out, really, everything's just going back towards the end now. We've reached the middle point, and yeah, so hopefully things will get easy with the food. I'm feeling a bit better now, and just good to go out for another walk. Another thing I was just thinking actually is, for the first time in about a year, I actually turned on the car radio on the way down here, and I usually have it off because I just like that peace and quiet. I get very little of it at the moment, obviously raising a young family, and that car time I just sit in silence when I'm driving. But I turn the car radio on, and maybe that's because with all this meditating, the fasting and the living deliberately this week, it's given me enough peace in my mind to actually not need to turn out other sounds. Bit of a weird thought, but just thought I'd share that one. It's the end of day 4 now. I'm now at the point where sniffing my baby's cough mixture is enough to take a little bit of the hunger away. It's got that bad. We're getting through it, but yeah, I thought the hunger would have gone away a little bit more by now, but I still definitely feel a little bit hungry. But I guess it's when when you got kids and you've got to serve them food and other people are cooking in the house and you can smell it. It's hard to get away from it. And again, it's around meal times I'm starting to get hungry, but just have to push on through it. Had a really good meditation today. I think starting to just feel a bit trippy. Not like dangerously, I'm absolutely fine, but you know, when I sort of focus on things now, I'm able to like really sort of super concentrate on them, like tasks that would normally be boring, like even in my job, I'm just flying through them, not really thinking about them, because quite often the reason you don't do tasks you don't like is you're thinking about them. If you just get on and do them, you know, it's not usually a problem. And I think having nothing in me food wise and having any sense of joy, things that I can do which are enjoyable, is now yeah, just making me crack on with things. Looking forward to the end really, but yeah, that's it. 3 days to go. Good morning. It's the morning, about nearly 8 o'clock on day 5 of our purgatory. Last night I was knackered. I went to sleep. I went really deep sleep, but for some reason in the middle of the night I just woke up like super like awake, and then I couldn't get back to sleep for about an hour. My wife was snoring as well, but that wasn't her fault. So yeah, eventually got back to sleep, and I just had loads of weird deep dreams. Like one was about Shane McGowan and singing with him. Another one was, the best one was, I was just in his room and there was this cabinet of all my favourite Danish pastries, like the apricot glazed ones, the apple glazed ones, the ones with custard in. It was brilliant, and I was just going back like, yeah, just one more. So obviously my mind's still thinking about food quite a lot. Yeah, I woke up again feeling pretty exhausted this morning. Done my Wim Hof breathing. Getting up is a bit of lethargy at the minute, but once I've done the breathing and I'm just about to go into our favourite cold shower, just got it on the go. There we go. Something to look forward to every morning. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely taking myself to places I haven't been before. When I've done fast in the past, I haven't done all these other elements to it, in terms of like the cold showers on top of it, in terms of like having no entertainment, in terms of doing the 2 hours of work every night as well. So I definitely feel if I get through this, I'm really going to be feeling a mindset where I'm going to be able to achieve whatever I want to achieve. And that's part of the point of it, really. End of day 5, guys. Made it this far. I'm still feeling hungry. I mean, you're meant to not feel hungry after about day 3 or 4, like not really hungry when you're doing a fast, but I'm still just thinking about food all the time. I've already planned like my feast that I'm going to have a day after I break the fast, because when you break a fast for 7 days, you can't be going straight into eating like unprocessed foods, and there's a list of foods that you should use. So yeah, I've planned out my breakfast and stuff like that when I come out of it, nice sort of like fruits and things like that, and yeah, I just really want some food. But the good news is now day 5 is down, day 6 tomorrow. I'm considering day 6 like the last real day, and then day 7 is kind of like the parade, like, you know, when they do the Tour de France, and that last stage is just like a parade around the Arc de Triomphe until they sprint at the end. That's going to be my parade. Every time I do something for the last time, I tick it off, done. I'll just enjoy that last moment of like, this is the last time I have to do this before I can eat food. So that's good. Yeah, that's it. Just gonna use Friday up, which is the last day, by doing a short for YouTube. I'm gonna go around a Lamborghini dealership, got some Bentleys in there as well, do a bit of manifesting, buy my food for Saturday, and I'm so fed up of drinking water, honestly. 8 pints a day. I feel like I'm drowning myself every day in water, and the taste is horrible. Like, I just look forward to that, brushing my teeth so I've got a different flavour in my mouth every night, rather than just drinking bloody water. It makes your mouth taste horrible after a while. But yeah, as soon as I can get off that, I'll be happy. But 2 days to go. Day 6 has started, guys. Just done my Wim Hof breathing, and I'm generally a person that runs quite warm. I think guys do run warmer than women, you know. My body is always pretty a pretty decent temperature, but I definitely feel now after, you know, on the 6th day of not eating, because I'm not burning any fuel, my body temperature is generally lower, which is making the cold showers harder. You know, I'm going in colder than I was, getting hit by the icy water, and some of the days that's made it a lot harder. So either the cold showers from next week when I start eating again will be a lot easier. So that's good. Last night was good. I had good sleep until I had, let's say, a technical issue. I had a phantom electric razor suddenly turn itself on in the bathroom cabinet, waking me up. And no matter what it did, it wouldn't turn itself off. So then I had to hide it under a blanket downstairs, because I thought it was so unbelievably bad at this point, it might actually catch fire. I decided I'm just have to break it. I couldn't, you know, it was a sealed unit. So I smashed it in the garage and then put it at the end of the driveway, because I thought, oh, what if it catches fire? It's so liable. And then went back to bed. The damn thing turned itself on again. It was smashed into pieces. I could hear it outside. So I went back outside into the cold again, properly destroyed it, spiking it with a piece of metal. And that time it was dead, and got back into bed. But yeah, that was a bit of an interesting night. There's a lesson for you. Don't buy cheap electronics on Alibaba. Made it to the end of day 6. I'm sorry for this now, honestly. There's not much to enjoy about it, to be honest. I'm just about to start 2 hours of work. Just drank my 8 pints, and just constantly thinking about food still. Sorry, I keep saying that, but that is the case. Yeah, Thursday was going to be a tough day. We've got both the kids, but the key was just to keep yourself busy. You know, I had 2 events with him today, which is good. Went for a big, oh my God, I went for an hour and 10-minute walk today, and that was too much. I felt like a pregnant woman. I had to stop about 3 times because we were going up and down hills as well. By the time I got back, I was going to black out. I wasn't really going to black out, but seriously, if you ever do something like this, 7 days fasting or whatever it is, and you do feel like you're at the point where you're going to black out or you just don't feel well, stop immediately. Always stop immediately. Even if you're near the end, it's not worth it. Like, fortunately, I've done a 3, a 5, and a 10-day fast in the past, so I know how my body feels, and I'm still up fine. I was tired, but after a sit down, I was all right again. I'm kind of getting to the end of my energy reserves a bit, but yeah, if you seriously are ill, just stop and make sure when you break the fast, even if you're feeling ill, you don't just go straight into solid foods. You start taking some soup in, or some soft fruits and things. But yeah, tomorrow, the last day. Yes, still won't be. Honestly, I feel like I might actually even just eat at 1 minute past 12 tomorrow. And once it goes past midnight, I seem to get hungrier in the evenings actually. So yeah, looking forward to finishing tomorrow. We've got some good stuff tomorrow. I'm going down to a park for 30 minutes in the city centre to walk. I'm going to film a couple of shots for a short that I'm going to be making about new books to read that I've been reading recently. I'm going to a Lamborghini, Bentley and McLaren dealership to look around and impose myself, because that's where I belong now. You've got to think like that. That is what we're getting. And I'm going to Asda to go and get, oh, I know exactly what food I'm getting. I've literally listed out under takeaway that I'm getting on Sunday night, all sorted. So can't wait to get through tomorrow. Here we go. The start of day 7, the final day of this challenge. And I don't mind admitting it, I've been waiting for this for about day 4. I am so ready to finish now. Just done more Wim Hof breathing exercises. Getting really good. I can easily hold my breath for 1.5 minutes now after the exhale. So I'll be building up to 2 minutes in the future. Which is nice. The morning has now become the hardest. It's like, you're so tired, you almost have to readapt to gravity when you get out of bed. You just feel like you're going to slump down onto the floor. As soon as you've been up for about half an hour, you're feeling not great, but you know, manageable. But doing the breathing exercises, look that up if you haven't done it. If you're doing the cold showers as well, it's really good to do beforehand. Wim Hof breathing techniques. Gives it, just oxygenates the body, brings the acidity down of the blood levels, improves the pH. So I'm feeling a bit better and kind of just about ready to jump into the shower and It's not that obviously the last cold shower I'm gonna keep doing those, but it's been way worse since not eating, like I said yesterday. So yeah, today, like I said, I've got some good things planned out. I'm just looking forward to ticking everything off. I've had 2 pints of water already this morning, so that's the 6 pints left out of the 56 I've had to take, or I've had to take over 7 days. Let's go. Honestly, when you come out of the shower after the last day, you feel like a bloody Spartan or something. You just feel like a wild animal getting through to the last day. Everything's just still painful, but you got to push on. I'm pretty pumped now after the shower. Looking forward to the day. And on day 7, we also went to do a little bit of manifestation. Told you we'd get there, Lamborghini dealership. Looking around those Lambos. I like some nice cars. Went and sat in a Ferrari as well that they had there. And yeah, just went and rocked up into it. Just had a sort of visualised that being in my life, me sitting inside it. You know, the kind of future that you want. This is what we talked about. And yeah, sat in my first Aston Martin as well. It was a Vantage V8, that one. Again, doing the same thing, just imagining having that. It's pretty cool. Honestly, being in a Bentley is like being in a diamond jewel. Look at this. Unbelievable. I need one of these. This is a pint of water, but it's not just any pint of water. This is my 56 pint of water for the last 7 days, and my last one, thank the Lord. Let's get rid of it. I hate water. Done it, guys. This is the last evening of day 7, the end of my 7-day brutal regime of no joy and no fun and no food. And there's going to be a lot of good takeaways to have from this, and I'm not ready to talk about it right now. I'm going to talk about it probably tomorrow or the day after. I just need to get through these last few hours, but it's definitely reflective, internally reflective, and makes you see a lot of things that you wouldn't normally see about yourself, is what I mean. But I had a good day today, you know. I kept myself busy, did some shots in the park, went for a walk. I went to the dealerships. I told you in that last video we were going to go. They went to see Lamborghinis. I sat in a £250,000 Bentley GT Continental. I also sat in a Ferrari Portofino. I was looking around Maseratis, chatting to the Maserati guys, just getting in the place where I know I'm going to be. It was nice. It was a good feeling. I went to the Aston Martin dealership after that as well. So all of these things, just that manifesting, just making you know that, you know, what you're meant to be receiving and what you're going to be receiving. That was really good. And it was a nice way to cap this week, just being confident enough to go in there and be in that environment and just get used to that kind of riches and wealth, really, because that's what we're aiming for. And to be honest, yeah, it's been a good week. It's been worthwhile. I'll chat tomorrow morning about the takeaways from this. There you have it, guys. It's about probably 3 or 4 weeks later I'm recording this after having finished that dopamine detox, and not gonna lie, it was a pretty horrendous week, but I can't really put my finger on exactly why. There was little things like my mouth tasted horrible from only having water in it. The fact that I was just cold naturally from not eating any food made the cold showers feel so much worse. Normally, you know, when I'm eating food, normally they don't feel anywhere near as cold as when you're literally not eating. Just the boredom, not having anything interesting to do. But you know what? It's so, like I say, I'm 4 weeks away past when I finish now, and I've kept a very similar routine. Obviously not so, you know, so brutal, but you know, I still do my work in the evenings. I still have my cold showers like I did before. I still read, really enjoying my reading. And just having food on top, you know, being able to eat now just makes other things seem simple. You know, it's put a shift on my habits. It's made me really, I felt like I haven't wasted any time. I've been very task driven since finishing, just really following on from that, is always having something to do, not knowing what I want to do next basically in my day. And just after that, just more of an appreciation for simple pleasures. So if you're looking to try and work on your gratitude, actually the dopamine detox would be a really good thing, because you do afterwards, you really do just eating something nice, or just eating something, or just being able to, for me, like play a quick online game of chess, do something that you couldn't have done in that week. And you realize you don't actually need to do it as much as you were doing it. That's another thing. I think being able to modify your behavior is easier after doing this sort of dopamine detox. You realize what you are able to achieve. Like, I thought I was addicted to sugar, but I went a whole week without eating anything. And yeah, it was hard, but I did it. I'm clearly not addicted to sugar because I wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. So along with sort of getting more mental clarity during the week, I think just realization of what you are able to achieve, and don't waste it. If you do get through and do it, and you have done a dopamine detox, don't waste it. Use this power and new sort of understanding of yourself and what you're able to achieve to go on and get those goals that you're aiming for, like we're all aiming for. That's my goal now. I'm going to keep powering on, basically doing like a little bit of everything I did in that dopamine detox, but just in a more manageable way. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll update you very shortly.